Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Fanie Naude here, and today we are going to be talking about what do I expect from an accountant as a millennial entrepreneur. So if you've been trying to get some clients that are a little bit more younger, if you're seeing that, okay, the younger guys are starting some businesses and you don't really know how to attract them and what they care about and what they think about, this video is going to be for you. So stay tuned for the rest of this video. So let's start off by saying I think the future for most service-based industries is going to be smart clients. Smart clients that's going to be looking for a little bit more, knowing exactly what they are looking for. Specifically now with accountants, I expect that the future for accountants is going to be advisory and consulting. And the reason I'm saying is because I do a lot of research for, the first world countries like the USA, like the UK and so forth. And the clients there is moving away from just seeing an accountant as just the person that does your books or just the person that does the compliance work. They want a little bit more. They want something more from the accountant. They want some advisory. They want some consulting on, how to grow and scale their business, how to reduce their taxes, how to plan efficiently, that they don't, run into some financial crisis because they overextended or anything along those lines. It's just a little bit more on the side of I want a guide or I want an advisor or I want a consultant that's going to help me grow and build my business, instead of just thinking about, okay, that's going to be the person I contact once a month to just do my books. And he's going to send me reports I'm never going to look at. All of those sort of things are going to go away, especially with smart clients. And I'm not saying that all clients are going to go towards that specific thing, because you're still going to have those guys that's old-fashioned in the sense that they don't really care. They just want you to do their books. They just want you to do the VAT returns and the CIPC submissions and the annual financial statements. And they don't really care about you as an advisor or consultant. And I think the main reason for this is most probably because you have not presented yourself in that specific way. You said, okay, I'm going to help you with your compliance work and I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you. You never once presented yourself as, hey, I'm going to be the partner that's going to help you build and grow this business. If you don't kick off on that note and you present yourself as that person that just does the compliance work, you're going to do that boring work for the rest of your life. That's just how it is. If you're not going to make that transition in your practice towards advisory and consulting, it's never going to happen for you. But to get back to the point on today's video, and this is about the younger generations, the millennials and the Gen Z and so forth, that's basically growing up. So have you realized that the stereotypes every single person keeps on going on about the millennials and so forth is, one, going away, and two, putting you on a disadvantage mentally? Because a lot of those generation is starting businesses, and a lot of them are so much more successful than you are. So maybe you should not be looking down on that generation and maybe trying to figure out, how can I get those as my clients? How can I get those millennials that started businesses and now making millions per month as clients? How can I go to this new generation Z that's making millions on social media platforms doing videos? How can I get those as clients? Because it's not to say that they are stupid or they're lazy or they're less working. Every single generation have their bad apples. The ones that just lazy, they don't care, they don't want to do the work, they're going to be late, they're going to be worthless in the workplace. Every generation have that. So if you're going to think like, oh, all millennials are lazy, or all Gen Z all Gen Z just don't care about business and don't care about capitalism or don't care about anything. If that's your mindset, someone else is going to get those individuals that started businesses as clients. It's not going to be you, because if you have that mentality towards them, that's not going to work. So now you're thinking, okay, well, great. I maybe, let's say, for example, you don't have that mentality. Great. What do they care about? What do millennials care about? What do guys like me care about? Now, I'm a millennial. I'm just on the edge. And I started my own business from day one. I didn't think about, okay, I'm going to be a worker and all of those sort of things. I've been running my own business. I think it's now 4 years probably. And I still don't have an accountant. And why is this? Why don't I have an accountant? And what's going to be the millennials' idea of an accountant? So what do they care about? Okay, so the first thing I would say is technology is going to be the core of their business in most senses, because we grew up with technology, we love technology, we see how most things can be automated and make your life a lot easier. And you're thinking, okay, well, millennials are lazy. No. We're just optimizing. We're optimizing all of our systems. Like the businesses I run, all the marketing, all the sales, everything, all my metrics and everything is just on one platform. It gives me live data every single day, and it automates 90% of my work. The 10% that I need to do myself is the creative work. That's going to be ideas, marketing campaigns, going a little bit further, analyzing certain things, analyzing businesses. That's going to be the part that I'm actually busy with. The rest is technology. The rest is going to be software that's going to be doing most of the things for me. So if I'm going to get an accountant, it should be an accountant that understands this part of business. If you're an accountant that's still working on paper, I'm sorry, but I'm just not interested in working with you, because the advice that you're going to give me is going to be old. It's going to be old-fashioned because you have not made that transition. So I'm not going to trust your advice on, automating my business, streamlining my operations, or growing the business in any sense, because you have not transitioned. So if you don't do that, great. I'm just not interested in you as an accountant. Next thing is, we like to do business with people with the same values as us. Now, most people, this is a thing across generations, but you should realize that we have values. Like this might be sounding controversial, but yes, it's not like we're the valueless generation. There's a very big percentage of millennials and Gen Z that still have old-fashioned values, good values, value capitalism, value freedom, we value freedom of speech, we value all of those things. It's not like the small minority on Twitter is absolutely everybody. That's just not the case. So we like to do people with the same values as us. I value freedom above all else. And if you don't value freedom above all else, I don't want to do business with you, because our values are not aligned. So that's going to be something that's extremely crucial. And you should realize that this is younger generations. We have passion. We have major, big plans. We are extremely ambitious. So if you're going to be this boring accountant on, okay, we're just going to do this and we're going to incrementally improve by 5% per year, or anything along those boring lines, that's not thinking about, exponentially growing the business and going for this is massive ideas. If you're not as passionate as we are, we're going to think that you're going to hold us back. You're going to think like, oh man, I hate dealing with my accountant. He's such a boring guy. He don't care about growing his business, and he's not looking to the future. He's not seeking freedom. He's not doing anything on his own. So we're not going to do business with you. We're not. Like, this is the across generation. Everybody I speak with, my generation, is we truly care about these things. And if you don't, sorry, the values are just not aligned. So what do I want from my accountant? So I made a couple of notes here thinking about, okay, I still don't have an accountant. So this might just be my opinion, but this might give you some insight into how the other generations are thinking. So if you're not thinking like this, and you want some younger generation clients that's going to be there for the next 40 years, and you can help them grow the business and that you can build that loyalty with them, maybe you should take some pointers and take some notes here. So basically, you should know something about my business. You should understand my business. You should understand my business model on how I make money. This is extremely important for me, because I don't want to explain to you and teach you about business if you should have extensive knowledge in business as an accountant. If I need to teach you how to do business, it's not going to work out. I expect advisory and consulting from you, so I expect advice from you, and I'm not going to get valuable advice if you don't even understand my business model. Like, this is like the bare minimum. You should understand me and my business, the struggles that I face, the methods with which I grow, and all of those sort of things you should understand from day one. If you don't, you need to upskill yourself. You need to do more research and see what the the trending or the, let's say, the better and the new technology business models are going to be and how they work. Then your technology should be integrating with mine. That's another thing. If you're not technically savvy and let's say your accounting software and the things that you do in the cloud and so forth doesn't integrate with my marketing platform and my billing software and how I integrate Stripe and have my monthly recurring and all of those sort of things on one platform, if your technology doesn't integrate and I need to manually do extra work just because your technology is not up to scratch, that's going to irritate me and it's most probably going to be a deal breaker. So the next thing is with the values. So the easiest way I can basically explain this is I value freedom above all else. And the way I see freedom is that you should have enough time and money to be able to practice that freedom or experience that freedom. No, freedom to do anything and you don't have money is not freedom. That's just starving. And if you have so much money but you don't have time to spend it, well, that's also not, that's just overworking. So I want enough time and money to create freedom for myself. And the way I think about this and the books that I read about this is you should be creating passive income. You should be creating recurring income that you can stop working altogether. That means that if I stop working today, I can live forever on my passive income. That is freedom. That means I can do absolutely anything and there's still going to be money coming in. So I should be thinking constantly on how could I increase my passive income? Should I be investing in real estate? Should I be investing in a subscription software model? No, what should I be doing to increase my recurring and increase my passive income? Now this is something that most of us feel a real need for. It's like we don't want to work until we're 60 or 70. Like that's not something that we want to do. We want to work extremely hard for the next 10 years and then have so much money that we can either retire or travel the world and do everything that we want on our passive income. So if you're not in the same mindset of, okay, I don't want to work forever, I want to build my passive income, that my passive income is more than my total expenses and I can just stop working altogether. If that's not something that you understand or you want for yourself, this is where the values does not align. So if you're not doing this yourself for your own business, why should I be trusting my future with you? Because that's something that I care about. This is something that I truly want for myself, for my family, for my future children and so forth. Is that I don't want to be working 15 to 18 hours every single day. Yes, I'm doing that at the moment and that's fine. I don't care about doing that for 10 or 15 years. I don't want to do that for 40 years. I really don't. Like, just to give an example, like my dad is a veterinarian. He's a specialist in a certain field, that's veterinary. So he's still working. He's above 60. He had a great life, full life, but he still needs to work today. Why? Because he cannot just stop working. There's no amount of passive income that gives him so much 100,000 per month just on recurring. Yes, there's investments and so forth, and that grows slowly. You cannot live forever on investments. You need income generating assets that creates passive income for yourself. So I don't want to reach 60 and still work because I have to. If I'm 60 and I'm still working, it's because I want to. It's because I have a passion for that. It's not because I have to. Now there's a big difference for that. So what am I saying here? I'm saying that if you want to align your values with someone like me, or a millennial that's going after passive income, going after, the ideal life of stop working when you're 30 or 40, you should be practicing the same things for you and your practice or your business. Because how can you give advice on something that you're not even believing or doing yourself? So if I want to expand into real estate, I expect you to do the same. If you want me as a client and my real passion is real estate and I want to build my passive income with that, you should understand real estate. You should have real estate of yourself. You should understand the processes. You should understand the tax implications, where we can reduce taxes, how to do all of those sort of things within real estate. I expect you to have knowledge in this if you're my accountant and I'm going after real estate. The same thing with software and software subscriptions and passive income through software. You should understand this and maybe be doing this for yourself as well. Like if you want to give advice on something, you should do that as well. If you don't understand that business model, try it yourself and maybe then you can give some valuable advice. So that's basically, and actually one thing I want to add with this is, if I need to pay taxes, you're not doing your job. And this, everybody's like, oh, you should always be paying taxes and always paying taxes. No. I'm not talking about income tax that you cannot avoid. I'm talking about business taxes that I know there's legal ways to not pay taxes. If I'm making $1 million profit this year, I want to reinvest that $1 million profit in income producing assets to write them off as expenses and asset acquiring, and just pay the minimal taxes on those on acquiring those assets. I don't want to take that money as profit and pay my 28% taxes just because. I always want to be growing and I always want to be expanding. So if I'm at the end of the day need to pay a shit ton of taxes, you're not doing your job. I expect you to know all of the legal ways to reduce my taxes. There should be tax planning within my business that I don't need to be paying that max amount of taxes. And actually, I expect to just be growing assets and be growing my income producing assets to create extra passive income every single year. Everything that I make that I don't need to take out of the business in order to eat, I want to reinvest and drive up the expenses and create income producing assets. Even if it's not enough money to buy income producing assets, I want to be spending all of that profits on advertising to sign up more people for the next year, because that's going to drive up my expenses so much that I don't need to pay taxes, because then I'm going to make a loss. But actually, I'm not making a loss. I'm just reinvesting all of that in advertising, that the next year I have a bump in sales, just because I don't want to be paying taxes. And it's legal. I know there's legal ways. So if you don't know the legal ways on how I should not be paying taxes, I don't want to be doing business with you. And this is the mindset of most people that started businesses my generation. Millennials that started businesses don't want to be paying taxes just because they're patriotic or something. We know they're stealing all of the money. We know this. We don't want to pay all of that. We want freedom for ourselves. We don't care about other people that's not wanting that and just want to be lazy for the rest of their life. We have passion and ambitions to reach that certain goals. So align your values with ours and we would be extremely loyal to you. If you can show the return on investment working with you, and we will show you the loyalty. We will. And basically, if you don't, we don't care just leaving you. Like, that's another thing. We're not loyal just because. We are loyal because you gave us results and you gave us return on investment. You gave us valuable advice. If you just want to do the normal compliance work, we're constantly going to search for a service provider with the same values as us. If that's not you, then we're never going to be satisfied with your service. Doesn't matter how on time everything is. If your values are not with us, we're constantly going to be searching for someone else. So I really hope this gave you a little bit more insight into how we think about business, how the new generation are thinking about business, because there is massive opportunities that you're missing out on because you're still believing the stereotypes of the new generations. Look for the ones that started businesses, look for the entrepreneurs, and you will find new and valuable clients for your accounting practice. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video and you found it valuable. If you did, please give us a like and a subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what did you think about this video? Did you agree with some of the points that we made, or did you disagree? We would love to get some feedback from you. And as always, we have some extra value to offer you in the description. We have 2 free PDFs. The first is 5 simple and easy ways to get more accounting clients. And the other one is 5 secrets on how to optimize your business operations that stop wasting time, sign up more clients, and keep them longer. And we have 2 case studies if you want to see how we operate, how we do our business, what's the sort of results that we've gotten so far. And we have 2 case studies that's live at the moment. And the first one is how to go from constantly overworked and underpaid to a wildly profitable accounting practice, consistently getting your ideal clients. And the second one is for the accountant with the passion for advisory and consulting. So it's how to scale your accounting practice with advisory and consulting. Please check those out in the description, and I hope you have a great day.